Hey, what's up, everyone? I got another one for you today. It's called the Pine Hill Cemetery in Hollis, New Hampshire. It's rumored to be an area that is overwhelmed with paranormal activity. So if you've ever visited New Hampshire or if you actually live there, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is in this plot of land that holds nearly 300 people in death. There are several accounts of ghostly apparitions, sounds, and unexplained events that contribute to this widely held belief that the area is haunted by beings on the spiritual realm. Originally donated by a man named Benjamin Parker Jr. in 1769, Pine Hill Cemetery actually sits on Pine Hill Road in New Hampshire, in the city part. Several pass by this cemetery, not knowing the secrets that it hides here. I'm gonna take you guys on a tour down History Lane into Pine Hill Cemetery, on what many call the Blood Cemetery, and you'll find out why. When Benjamin Parker donated the land, that is now Pine Hill Cemetery, like I said before, in 1769, it was because of the fact that he had to sell his farm. The founding families of the area called it for a need to have a local establishment where the dead could be laid to rest, where they could be laid at peace. This is part of the reason this man donated the land. Many of the people in the city at the time were laid to rest in this cemetery. Kinda creepy. There are several markers that have simply not served the test of time and weatherization. The area where the markers were placed now stand bare. There are no markers there whatsoever. They're not there anymore. They just kind of got weathered over. With no identification of who resides there in death, which would be kind of hard to do. I mean, if I didn't have a marker, I would probably wander around too, wondering what's going on, you know? One particular individual by the name of Abel Blood is buried at the Pine Hill Cemetery. It is believed that this particular spirit is not at rest, and he haunts the cemetery. This is how it was dubbed the named Blood Cemetery. This man and his wife by the name of Betsy are buried side by side there. Several have accounted that the Blood family was murdered, and that the spirit of Abel roams the grounds trying to find his way home, or he's trying to find his beloved wife. Which, you know, if you were murdered and you were wandering around, I'm pretty sure you'd want to find your way home and just to find your loved ones, you know. And he's just wandering around finding his way home so he can get to his beloved wife. This individual appears to one who served his community and his church well in Christian faith. This individual appears to be one who's... sorry about that. It does not appear that he's not out to harm anyone. He's just there, you know. He's just lost. That's all it is. So if you see him, just don't bother him, you know? Just let him be. Or maybe if you want to, try to help him, you know? Heck yeah. Several different relatives that belong to the Blood family reside in Pine Hill Cemetery. Unfortunately, several of the markers no longer attached to the fact because they have simply weathered away over time. However, those from very small children to those that are senior status in age remain in the cemetery. According to documents, dates of deaths there does not appear to be any indication that a group of family members or even two of them were murdered. So basically, they can't find any records of this. Not to say that it didn't happen, it's just they don't have records of it. Maybe they didn't write it down back then. Maybe they didn't keep records back then. Nobody really knows. However, several hold to the belief that Abel definitely roams the grounds in spiritual form. This is another account of a haunting that occurred at the cemetery. This one is actually on the road that runs beside the cemetery and involves a boy. Now, I will caution people, when it comes to kids, you gotta be careful. Because you don't know if it's a demon betraying itself as a kid or something else. So it's better to make sure that this kid actually existed. It is believed that this child and his entire family were murdered in the area of the 1800s. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of information concerning this particular family, but it is believed that they may have been murdered in their home somewhere close to Pine Hill Road and the cemetery itself. So they're not saying it didn't happen. They just had very few records on it. And then buried in the cemetery, several people have claimed that they have seen this young child attempt to flag down vehicles for assistance. And when they stop, the boy simply vanishes. Several individuals have visited the Pine Hill Cemetery on ghost hunting trips. Many are professional paranormal experts, and others are simply those interested in catching the paranormal on film and documenting any evidence supporting the haunting of the Blood family, and even the young boy who seems to be urging others who pass by the cemetery for assistance. Unique ghost pictures have turned up shadows, orbs, and other anomalies. In addition to this, strange sounds, static has been picked up on digital audio recorders. Usually, even unusual events and unexplained phenomena such as unexplained tree movements with no wind has been documented in what seems to be ghost videos. If you are seeking places to go, the Pine Hill Cemetery or Blood Hill Cemetery in Hollis, New Hampshire has a lot to offer. Trust me. There's a lot more on this, so if you want to go look it up, just type in Pine Hill Cemetery in Hollis, New Hampshire, and I'm sure you'll find a lot more information on it. So go have fun looking it up, and I'll get back with you guys later when I have more for you.